1. Sitting position. There are three options for how we can sit in meditative posture. We can sit cross-legged on a cushion, the usual Theravada, Zen, or Tibetan style. We can also sit by kneeling on the floor with knees together and feet behind us, resting on our buttocks, on our heels. Japanese Caesar style. This posture may also be taken on meditation benches with no back, which are available on the internet. Or, finally, we can sit in a chair as long as we sit upright without leaning against the chair back. It is important to find the right position, one that is going to allow physical ease and relaxation. Our desired sitting position will likely change over time as our body becomes more accustomed to meditation and our practice itself evolves. You can't find your just right sitting posture by thinking about it. You can discover it only by listening closely to your body's intuition and learning to trust that. In step 1, we are already beginning to develop our introception. 2. Coming into our body. Having found your optimal, at least for now, sitting position, now bring your awareness fully into your body. You can do this by simply feeling the outer sensations of your body, where you are making contact with your meditation seat and the floor, the pressure of your clothes, the room temperature, etc. You can come further in by attending to your inner sensations, your breathing in and out, your heart beating, the flow of blood through your veins and arteries, muscular contractions, your neurological life. Now take a few breaths and try to sense your body as a whole. This is another big step in awakening our introceptive capacities. 3. Grounded in the earth. In taking our posture, it is crucial to connect our somatic awareness with the earth beneath us. As you are sitting present in your body, try to sense the earth under you. Feel yourself resting on the earth. Feel how the earth is supporting you. Then try to feel deeper down, to the presence of the earth below. What is that presence like? As small children being held by our mother or other loving caregiver, our sensations were not only physical. There was also an emotional entertainment. We could feel their protection, their nurturance, and their love. As our sensitivity develops, we are able to feel the very same things with Mother Earth as she holds us. See if you can begin to sense these qualities. Take some time to feel the presence of the earth beneath you. Experimentally, in this step, we come to understand that when indigenous traditions refer to Mother Earth, this is not a metaphorical reference. Here we may begin to sense something that will be most important in our somatic journey. First and foremost, as mentioned, introception is an ability that enables us to know our body from the inside. But and I hope this will become more clear, when the capacity of introception is well developed, it can enable us to go further. We can similarly turn into and directly experience the inner being of what is usually considered outside, such as the earth, other people, the universe. Four, breathing into the lower belly. Next, imagine that you are slowly and gently breathing directly into your lower belly. To do this, visualize a spot about 4 inches below the navel on your center line, so roughly midway between the perineum and the navel. Now imagine yourself bringing the breath directly into that place. Keep breathing in this way until you begin to feel some kind of sensation. As the breath enters, it can be as subtle as a very slight pressure, or it can be more obvious, such as a feeling of coolness and freshness. Keep in mind, we are working with what is called the inner breath, prana, or ki, not the breath coming through our respiratory system. It feels different from the outer breath. But as we progress, the sensation can become quite tangible. As you breathe, visualize that you are opening a space up in and around that spot. In the beginning, we are simply imagining. But as we continue, very real sensations and somatic experiences begin to occur. So stick with it. Keep breathing in this way until you can sense the space opening up and what that space feels like. Let the space open further and expand slightly as you breathe. It can become the size of a hen's egg or even a goose egg. Try to feel the breath coming into the open space, filling and dissolving into it. Try to keep your awareness within the lower belly openness you are developing as you breathe. The longer you are able to carry out this practice, the more definite your felt sense of space in the lower belly will become. These first 4 steps are critically important for the posture of pure awareness for 2 reasons. First, they help us develop our introceptive abilities and show us what it feels like to be somatically aware in that way. And second, they provide the grounded, stable, and rooted in our body feeling and the somatic confidence that comes along with it that must underlie any fruitful meditation practice. Five, straight back. Direct your awareness to your spine and allow it to come into an upright and relaxed alignment. I say allow because your spine already knows what perfect alignment and relaxed balance are. And, in addition, it knows how to get there. It is just our ego attitude, literally, our posturing, that has thrown this alignment off, perhaps for our entire life. You can check your alignment by moving slightly forward and back, then side to side, to find what feels perfectly upright. This core element of the posture is found when the back is straight, with the feeling of relaxation, alignment, and rising spine. In this case, Alignment does not mean straight, as you would see it from the outside, but as it is sensed from within. It is the feeling of a back that is upright, relaxed, and aligned without being rigid. Rising means a subtle somatic feel of upward flow. Feel this flow along the line of your spine inside your body. Try to feel how the spine itself and its subtle rising energy are rooted in and emerging from the space of the lower belly. In this step, we are approaching awareness of what is called the central channel, a corridor of awareness, often thought of as tube-like in shape, that runs from the perineum up to the top of the head. Six, head lifting. To further arrive at the posture of the straight, relaxed, aligned, and rising spine, next imagine the top of your head lifting towards the heavens. To do this, direct your attention to the back part of the top of your skull, to the crown of the head, the fontanelle in infants, the place about 2/3 of the way back, where the sutures of the skull bones have knitted together. It is from this point that the skull rises upward. It might help you to visualize a cord attached to the fontanelle and the head being pulled up. The sense here should be energetic, more than strictly physical. We are feeling the rising energy up along the back line, flowing up through the back of our head and naturally causing the head to float upward. As the head floats upward, we feel the spine itself elongate and rise upward as well. Seven, chin down. Next, allow your chin to drop gently, almost imperceptibly, toward your chest. Allow it to drop to the end of your range of natural motion, and then raise it up just a bit, so that there's no feeling of strain or tension, just a sense of relaxation. As you drop your chin, notice how this draws your spine into a more upright and elongated position. Notice also how it opens and frees your spine and promotes a more definite sense of the upward flow of energy along the back line. 8, ears over shoulder. Now imagine your ears traveling straight back, bringing them to the plane of your shoulders. There is a feeling that the ears are continually drifting and moving backward. This step is important because it balances and corrects any tendency of the head to tilt down too far, especially from the chin dropping step onward. Nine, open the back of the neck. Now, put your attention on the back of your neck, the cervical spine, between the top of your torso at shoulder level and the base of your skull. Can you feel any tension or restriction there? Can you feel your neck calling you for some further awareness or relaxation here? Is it providing an internal sense of just what it needs? Attending to your neck then, letting it be the very focus of your attention right now. Feel into it, Allow it to open, elongate, and relax. Let the feeling of this process translate and extend all the way down your spine and then all the way up to the top of your head. This is an important step in developing a sense of the organic unity of our entire spine, from its base to the top of our head, not prioritizing any one part, but being equally and somatically present through the whole length of it. Have the sense of this corridor as a whole that is opening, 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 rising, rising, rising. Ten, alignment. Having practiced the 5 previous aspects of working with our back line, steps 5 through 9, we are now in a position to greatly refine our alignment by exploring in more detail the forward, backward, and side-to-side movements. Sitting in your upright posture, try moving incrementally forward and backward across the midline to find the spot where your back to front alignment feels the most upright, open, and unimpeded. You begin with rather larger movements across the midline, noticing where you cross the center space. It will feel completely empty and open. As you continue, make your movements smaller and smaller until you are barely deviating from the midline at all. Then rest in that open, empty, effortless midline space. Now go through exactly the same process with side-to-side movements. In order to find the midpoint in the side-to-side movement, you could visualize your nose arriving in a direct line over your navel. You might sit in front of a mirror to check your alignment, or ask a fellow practitioner to stand in front of you to correct your posture. (11) Mouth and jaw. The jaws should be relaxed, with the lips just touching. The tongue floats inside the mouth, which enhances empty, open awareness. You may need to spend a fair amount of time, perhaps over many meditation sessions, to find out just how tense your jaw is and how to release it, and what it actually feels like when it is in a state of relative relaxation. As you work with your jaw to loosen and relax it, notice the subtle but very definite impact this process has on the overall feeling of awareness, particularly along the back line, and most especially in your neck and head region. Notice how it seems to soften, clarify, and open the space further. (12) Include the heart. In the journey we have been making so far through the first 11 steps of the posture, something altogether central has been left out, and that is our heart. Our heart, with all of its subtle feelings, has been hovering somewhere in the background, waiting to be included. Some of you may already have been sensing this. In any case, now we need to turn our attention to our heart center, right in the middle of our chest, at heart level. Have a slight feeling of the heart center softening and opening. Have a sense of the shoulders relaxing and dropping slightly, and the scapula in the back moving toward each other. At this point, having developed such a strong sense of openness in our torso along the back line, we will likely be able to sense all kinds of feeling responses. In Vajrayana Buddhism, it is said, the more space, the more experience. Our openness makes room in our consciousness for all kinds of subtle feelings, intuitions, and sensations that we had not previously noticed. None of these are random. They are all aspects of experience that have arrived in our soma, but that we have chosen to marginalize, discount, or even completely repress. In particular, at this time, our heart may resonate with an abundance of feeling, subtle yet strong, and difficult to name. It may happen that difficult, painful feelings arise. If so, try to relax. Remain grounded in your body and open to them. They are just separated parts of yourself that want to come back. They may also arise warmth in the form of tenderness, longing, yearning, even incipient love. Not for anything specific, but as a quality of the heart space itself. This is a momentous discovery. It is awakening to what our heart actually is and what it actually knows. As you open to your heart, feel the open, empty space of the central channel behind it. This will keep you from fixating too much on any particular feeling and becoming obsessed with or derailed by it. Just stay connected with the integrity of the central channel space, particularly where it passes behind the heart, and make room in your awareness for whatever feelings begin to brew in your heart. If anything begins to feel too threatening or overwhelming, just back off your practice. Don't try to go any further, and simply rest in your body. Physically back up too. Just move your awareness to the back of your body and the central channel, and totally relax and let go. Take a break for the day if necessary. This is your journey, and there is no rush. 13. Eyes. Eyes want to be resting downward at a 45-degree angle, perhaps half closed, with a soft focus that reflects the inner intention of our practice. Feel the central channel space, the open, empty awareness as it passes behind your eyes. Let the attention of your eyes gently surrender backward. Relax and open your gaze backward, as if it is the back part of your eyes that is seeing rather than the habitual frontal focus. Again, remaining within the central channel, this time as it passes behind the eyes. See how the central channel receives visual impressions, how it sees. "14. Hands. There are some choices here. The hands can be held in the Zen Cosmic Mudra, palms up, one hand resting on the other, thumbs touching, forming an open circle in front of your lower belly space, the hara in Zen, just below the navel. They may be placed Tibetan style, palms down on the thighs or knees. Or you can simply rest your folded hands in your lap. What hand position you choose will depend on what kind of meditation seat you are using, your own physiognomy, and the imponderable of what feels just right to you. What hand posture best enhances the general feeling of openness in your central channel, and more, your torso and body as a whole. Again, experiment with your hand position and feel the impact of the overall somatic awareness that is now becoming more and more available to you. "15. Breath. As we attend to the element of the posture just described, we become aware of our breath. We notice we are breathing in and breathing out. The way to practice with the breath is not to do anything with it. It doesn't matter whether it is fast or slow, superficial or deep, labored or relaxed, pleasant or unpleasant. In no way do we try to manipulate, alter, or change it. We simply note it as part of the developing experience of our body in the posture and leave it completely alone. Leave it in its own place, as it is said, to be whatever it wants to be. As you sit, perhaps you will sense the breath arriving in your lower belly and moving almost imperceptibly up your central channel. If so, just touch this very lightly, as if your breath is so subtle and refined that it almost seems like awareness itself. When we do leave the breath as it is, in its own place, a process of discovery can begin to unfold. In being with our breath, attending to it, but not interfering or meddling in its natural process, we begin to develop a conscious and ever-deepening relationship with the inner breath, of which the outer breath is the outer shell. As our practice of pure awareness deepens and evolves, our attention will naturally reside much more within the inner breath, and that subtle breath will become an essential guide. "16. Be in the soma. This is an important step, for it gathers together what the first 15 steps want to lead to, and it is the main intention of the entire practice. Allow your awareness to inhabit and pervade your body as a whole. As much as possible, merge your awareness into the soma. Just be in your body. Be your soma. In this step, the posture arrives at a kind of fruition. And once we sense this totality of the soma, another, further journey begins to open up. 17. Don't move. This means that for the duration of our meditation session, normally 40 to 45 minutes, we commit to remaining in the posture of pure awareness without moving, while resisting the demands of impulse to fidget, squirm, or shift around on your meditation cushion. Explore your experience. Take great interest in the play of your mind when you want to move, but do not give in to the impulse and remain unmoving. What is meditation really about? Meditation is really about connecting deeply with your own basic state of being, especially through the somatic practice. We can learn how to be within a field of awareness that is open, empty, bright, and free, with the entire world displayed before us. Why is the no moving instruction so important? The essential point of the rigorous discipline of practice is to create a flawless mirror in which we are able to see our impulses clearly, to notice their rise, their insistent, nearly irresistible compulsion. This is a necessary precursor to realize that if left unacted upon, they actually fall away into nothing. Most importantly, by simply sitting through the phenomena of impulse with awareness and relaxation, but not going any further by acting out, we are short-circuiting our habitual process of reacting and reinforcing the idea of a solid self, a truly existent me.